So at the end of combat, Spear Elves I think did pretty well. My opponent really taught me a valuable lesson, and that was when you fight demons, put every attack possible on a herald until it's dead, and don't play around otherwise. So every Spear Elf that could attacked the herald and was able to kill it, and the other guys just attacked, the other ones and obviously did pretty well. He killed a bunch of elves, but everybody held otherwise. I don't think he killed that many. I think he killed some and then combat resed the rest. The demon player really did not roll well at all for his instability test, and I would say that through the whole game. He rolled a lot of 10, 11, 12s for instability tests. So yeah, my general failed his fear test and then rolled fives to hit anyway, which I thought was kind of funny. But only killed a couple. They did just fine. Reformed, and so he's holding me up a turn, which isn't really a big deal. With this, my Pegasus Knights took out the chariot without taking any wounds, which I was very happy with. But I didn't kill it outright. I beat it in combat, and then I rolled high enough to run it down. But then I was forced to charge this unit, which I didn't really want to do. But the plan quickly became, since I'm there anyway, just try to assassinate the herald that's in that unit. And over here, these guys took 3 wounds off the chariot and broke them, but were unable to run them down. But again, they're not set up for a countercharge, so I think we're okay. If you look at the Marauders on horseback to the right, they failed their panic test and ran away, which was nice. And the Tyrannic chariot did enough to, between wounds and a really bad instability test, popped all those seekers that were on our right side. So overall, that's just what the board looks like. There's the middle and the left. So we go to bad guys' turn 2. Well, the Chaos Warrior units on the right, they just charged. There's nothing else for them to do, really. And I think they may have some of them at least had to charge. So anyway, whatever. They charged the Prince, they charged the Swordmasters, the Chaos Spawn joined in the Swordmaster fight. If you look at the top right, the Marauders on horseback rallied. If you look at the top left, the Chaos Chariot rallied. Now here, the Marauders in drag made a crazy long charge and got in with those Spear Elves. We weren't really expecting that. That was a long charge, but nevertheless they made it. The Chaos Knights charged an eagle, and I think when we put 2 eagles there, we were thinking that we would flee with one, and then we wanted the other one there, so we couldn't redirect into something else. But then we decided just to hold it because we just want those knights just tied up right there in the back of that Marauder unit. Otherwise, you can see, even though he started off at the far left of the board, his units move so quickly that they're coming over to support. We've got Demonettes and his nasty general there on their way. These guys, now the one Demonette unit in front of that house, instead of rushing over to the main combat, looks like they're kind of playing over here to help out with these Spear Elves. So just a choice made there. Yeah, another angle there. These guys charged the bowmen, so I think we're going to lose those archers. I want to say his general tried to charge the trebuchet and failed charge. I think so. That's what this picture is showing. So, and there's really just another angle from the charges over here. Now, if you look at the bottom, those archers getting charged, if they get beaten, those things are going to charge to the flank of my questing knight unit, which probably won't be a big deal. There's a fence between us, so he'd be -1 to hit, and I have the war banner, so yeah, we'll be okay. It's just I'm not able to move those guys because I just can't fit them anywhere. I can't move them out. So it's kind of funny, kind of a waste of a whole unit. So other pictures of just what's going on. That's a before combat. And there's just a big panoramic of the board. This game took so long. Okay, so really with the power dice being the way they are, the only way to get a spell off this game is to get Irresistible Force. So the caster in the tower cast Infernal Gateway on my Knights Errant and rolled 10 Strength 10 hits. And I was really worried when I saw that second roll because on a Strength 11 or 12, that unit just goes poof. And out of 10 Strength 10, he only ended up killing 5. So I think odds are that he kills 6, but whatever. But he killed that many, and more importantly, I passed my panic test. His miscast did nothing to him, and so it ended up not being that huge of a deal. This combat's just kind of dragging on. At the end of this one, I was able to put a wound on the Herald, but the problem is his Herald had some kind of magic item that you had to take a leadership test in order to even attack him. And then he had something else in the unit that gave you +2 leadership. I think this must have been his battle standard bearer. So my guys had to roll a 6 or under in order to attack the Herald. And so like my champion couldn't even attack, the other one did. But then he has an attack, his Horsey has 2 attacks, and he's got a stomp attack. So between all that, I was able to do 1 wound on the Herald. The other guys did some wounds on the unit, but for the most part, we're just there. The archers that were here are now dead, and so he overran us a little bit. And over here, the knights easily killed 1 eagle. The other eagle immediately took a panic test and fled, which actually saved him. This unit had to overrun and overran right into the back of the Marauder unit. So that's actually kind of good for us. It just kind of, he's in this awkward situation with these knights as I am with my questing knights and my Grail knights and my Knights of the Realm. Yeah. Anyway, but that's everybody's just kind of hanging out here. And luckily these archers held, because that just would have been embarrassing. I think they got 2 wounds through a stand and shoot, 1 wound in combat, so that really helped them out. So, yeah, so I think my opponent was right and I was wrong. Those Sword Masters chopped through those Warriors of Chaos like they were nothing. Just chopped through them. Now, they were stubborn, so they didn't run, but, he wasn't able to do too many wounds back on the Sword Masters, and next turn he's just gonna die. I mean, there's nothing he can do there. So we go to good guy's turn 2. If you look at the far right, the Sword Masters swing around the flank of the Warrior of Chaos unit with the Nurgle mark that's really just stuck in combat with his virtually unkillable Prince, who has a stubborn 10 rerollable. Yeah. So over here, really not a whole lot happening. I couldn't charge my units out to support because they were just behind those Spear Elves, so I just kind of moved my guys around. I'm really hoping that I can get my Knight of the Realm unit to charge his knights and kind of clip them a little bit so I don't have to fight all of them and just have a lot of combat res in there. We'll see how that works out. My men-at-arms do charge into the flank. If you look on the right-hand side of that combat with the High Elf archers. So I'm in the flank there, which helps. Here in the middle, yes, that is right. I thought I would try it. I mean, odds are my guy's going to get smacked silly before he can get a chance for killing blow, but there really weren't other targets in his army that I thought I really needed this guy for. So I just thought I would wing it and see what happened. Nothing going on over here. We're still just fighting this on the left-hand side of the board. There we go. Men-at-arms to the rescue. And yeah, that's Warriors of Chaos futility there. I mean, he had to have been frustrated. Just being tied up. Nothing to do with that unit. So then, in the shooting phase, I land a rock on his general's head. This is the Chaos Lord on a Chaos Steed. It looked like it was a Juggernaut. I had a game very recently against that guy, and he's just awful, just hideous in combat. Really didn't want to have to face him, and so thought I'd take a chance and got lucky and rolled a hit, and it pretty easily just took him out. So very demoralizing for the opponent's army losing that guy. So that's the end of shooting for good guy turn 2.